here. And releasing the tailbone down and back. And drawing the lower belly in. And inhaling, extending. And exhale, swan diving forward, Uttanasana. Inhaling, Ardha Uttanasana, halfway lift. Exhale, planting the palms, stepping back to plank or jumping to Chaturanga. And then lowering, release the knees. And taking it halfway. Inhaling through the heart opener. Then meeting downward facing dog. So inhaling, right leg rises. And exhale, bending the right knee, stacking the hips. And opening up to that right hip. And think about rooting that left heel down. And then inhaling, right leg high. And exhale, right foot steps between the hands. Staying on the ball mat of that back foot. Inhaling, drawing up, coming into a high lunge. So finding your balance here. And tucking the pelvis slightly so that tailbone releases down. And then from here, moving into a crescent lunge. So inhale, lifting heart up, creating a slight back bend in the middle part of the spine. Nice. And then as you exhale, teeing the arms, opening it up, coming into Virabhadrasana 2, Warrior 2. So facing, turning the other way, so other foot forward. No big deal. And then checking out your foot alignment here. So aligning the instep of that back foot with the heel of the front. And drawing the shoulder blades together slightly so they gently squeeze the spine. Interesting. Energizing out through the fingertips. Then inhaling, tipping it up and back, peaceful warrior. Exhale, covering the hands down, planting both arms, coming to a runner's lunge here. So ball down to that back foot. Then inhaling, as you peel open that right arm towards the sky. And then exhale, releasing the right palm down, stepping back into plank, lowering through your version of Chaturanga. Inhaling, heart opens, and exhale, downward facing dog. Inhaling as you extend the left leg towards the sky. Exhale, left is between them, sitting on the ball of the back foot. Inhaling. Oh, you guys are right. Stacking the hips. Thank you. So first opening up that left hip. Then inhaling, extending left leg high. Exhale, left foot steps between the hands. Inhaling, drawing up, finding your high lunge here. Finding your balance here, so you're moving on to the ball mount of that back foot. And then with an in-breath, lifting up from the sternum and creating the back bend from there. Beautiful. And then exhale, teeing the arms, opening up to the non-mirror side of the room. Finding your Virabhadrasana 2 feet. So taking a look down at that foot alignment. Making sure the instep at the back foot is aligned with the heel of front. So you want to take a larger stance here. Yeah. Then energizing out through the fingers. And gazes forward over those front fingertips. And then as you inhale, keeping the whole shape up and back, peaceful warrior. Maintaining the bend in that leg. And exhale, line the hands down, coming to your runner's lunge. Inhaling as you draw that left arm up towards the sky, stacking the left shoulder over the right. Then exhale, planting left palm, back to plank, lowering, Chaturanga. Inhaling, stretching through the belly. And exhale, downward facing dog. So keep working with that same flow and just add on a little bit. So inhaling, right leg rises. And exhale, bending the knees, stacking the hips. And inhaling, extending the leg. Exhale, right foot between the hands. Inhaling, finding your high lunge. So ball that back foot. Then moving into a crescent lunge, so creating a shape of a crescent from those top fingertips out through the back heel. Then exhale as you tee the arms, opening up the hips towards the near side of the room. And squaring the hips here. And tucking the tailbone slightly so the pelvis tucks down. And grounding through that pelvic floor. Then inhale, tipping it up in that peaceful warrior. And exhale, taking both arms to parallel the floor. You may need to toe heel that back foot in a couple times. Extending the right leg long. And inhaling, reaching forward. And exhale, tipping the shape. Moving into a Utthita Trikonasana. Extended triangle pose. So you can rest that right hand along the inner ankle. Just roll the chest open towards the sky. And fingers reach towards the ceiling. Beautiful. And then drawing that left hand towards the hip, so resting it on the hip. And transitioning into Ardha Chandrasana here, so launching off that left foot, planting the right finger pad under the right arm, and extending the left leg back towards the back of the room. And you can stay here, or you can extend that leg towards the ceiling. Beautiful. If you fall out, just come back into it. Maybe hovering those fingers off the mat. Nice. Then taking a large step back, and releasing both hands, crawling them towards that back foot. So you're going to frame that back foot in a transverse lunge. So sitting on the heel, making sure those right toes are flexed. There are a couple options here, either drawing palms to prayer at the heart and playing with your balance, or you can take a bind. So finding the fingers behind the back, and rolling that right shoulder down, opening up through the heart. And you can tend to hyperextend in the knee, just creating this micro bend in that right knee. And releasing the bind, if you've got the bind. And crawling so you're in center, and toes in, heels out. Inhaling, extending the spine long. Then exhale, folding over the legs, Prasarita Padasana. A couple options here. You can grab for opposite ankles with the palms. And then lay the elbows out to the sides to increase the stretch. If you want to take some upside down time, you're welcome to do so. Taking this forward fold, this introspection time, the time to come back to the breath. Maybe it's gotten short during the flow. Using this as an opportunity to lengthen it. Then releasing the ankles, planting the left palm under the heart center. Inhaling, peeling the right arm up towards the sky. And staying here, or perhaps bending that right elbow, finding the left lower back. And keeping the ribcage rolled open. Staying here, taking that left palm and reaching for the right calf or ankle. And then moving a little more deeply into the twist. So think about lengthening through the crown of the head on each inhale. And With each exhale, moving a little more deeply into the twist. And then gently unraveling. The right palm under the heart space. Inhaling as you peel that left arm up towards the sky. And then moving into the half bind by bending that left elbow, finding the right lower back, that hip crease. And then taking the right palm and reaching for the right ankle or calf. Using that grip to help you move a little more deeply into the twist. With each inhale, lengthening from the root of the tailbone out through the crown of the head. With each exhale, twisting a little more deeply. And then slowly unraveling. And calling the hands to frame that front foot. So leaning back in a runner's lunge. With the right leg forward. And then inhale, peeling that right arm towards the sky. And then using the exhale, moving into side plank, Vashisthasana. So stacking the feet, stacking the hips. You can always modify by releasing that left knee towards the mat, to the mat. Maybe playing with different shapes here if you'd like. Nice. Beautiful. And then as you exhale, planting that right palm, plank pose, lowering chaturanga, inhaling, opening up, and exhale, transitioning back to downward facing dog. And pausing here in our down dog. And think about melting the heart towards the thighs. And spreading the fingers wide. Really rooting through the thumb and the index fingers. Helping to alleviate some of the weight on the wrist. And taking the left side, so inhaling left leg high. And exhale, bending the knees, stacking the hips. Inhale, left leg rises. And exhale, left between the hands. Inhaling, finding your balance in your high lunge first. And then when you're ready, taking another in-breath to create that slight back bend, that crescent shape. And then as you exhale, team the arms, squaring the hips towards the side of the room. And letting that tailbone tuck a little bit. And inhaling, peaceful warrior, up and back. And exhale, extending the arms, extending the legs. Perhaps toeing that right foot in a little bit. And then as you inhale, really reaching forward. And exhale, tipping the shape down. Moving into that extended triangle shape. Beautiful. Yeah, there. Rolling the heart open towards the side. You can rest that palm and the back of the palm inside that left ankle. And then from here, drawing that right palm to the right hip. Drawing your gaze about 6 to 12 inches in front of that left foot, launching off the back foot, planting those left finger pads right under the shoulder. And then extending the right leg back behind you, as if you could stamp that back wall with either your heel or the ball mount of the foot. And staying here, or drawing that right arm up towards the sky. Maybe hovering the fingers a little bit. You can play with the direction of your gaze. More challenging out towards the side wall. Most challenging up towards the ceiling. Beautiful. Nice. And then taking a large step back and crawling the palms back. Coming into that down on this side. So you'll come onto the ball of that back foot, sitting on the heel, and then make sure those left toes are flexed to protect the knee. And then playing with your balance here, drawing palms to prayer at the heart, or maybe taking the bind by wrapping the arms around that right knee. And then using that grip to help draw that left shoulder down and back. Resetting up as you fall out. And then slowly unwinding if you're in the bind. You plant the palms, extending the legs, coming back to Sasana Padasana. And inhaling, lifting and lengthening. And exhale, folding over the legs. And so this time, maybe you want to grasp for the big toes with your peace fingers. Draw the elbows out towards the side of the room. Letting the crown of the head release towards the floor. And pigeon toeing the feet slightly. Maybe angling your toes in a little bit. Yeah. And the hips. Remember, you can always release that right knee to the mat. And playing with whatever variation you want to play with on the side. Beautiful. And then exhale, planting that left palm down. And then flowing through Chaturanga. Inhaling, shoulders draw down and back. And exhale, release the knees to the mat. Take a moment to rest in child's pose here. So first calling the fingers forward. See if you feel stretch through both sides of the waist. And then taking the palms and calling the fingers towards that right corner of the mat. You can shift the hips to the left. See if you can intensify that stretch through the left side body. And then drawing them back through center. And then calling the fingers towards that left corner of the room. Shifting the hips a little bit to the right. And calling them back through center. And then when you're ready, inhaling, coming to tabletop. And tucking the toes under. Exhaling, making your way to downward facing dog. Inhaling, rising onto the ball mounts of the feet, keeping your head forward. Exhale, stepping out hop on top of the mat. Inhaling, halfway lift. Exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, bending the knees, arms parallel the ears, finding Utkatasana. Releasing that tailbone back and down, and shoulders relaxed. And then planting that left foot into the mat. That's going to be your root. Then lifting the right foot, crossing the ankle over the thigh. And keeping that foot flexed. And sitting down into your chair. Then inhaling, coming back up one-legged Tadasana. Thigh parallels the floor. And then extending that Working on paralleling with the floor here. Just resetting, letting it go, shaking off the frustration. And then coming back to the figure 4, so crossing that right ankle. And sitting back, down. And then releasing right foot, finding Utkatasana again. And then firmly rooting that right foot into the mat. Lifting the left foot, crossing it over the right thigh. And sinking the hips down. Left foot is flexed. Then inhale, rising up, one-legged Tadasana. And then extending left foot forward. And keeping the belly engaged here, helping with the balancing. One more full breath. And then crossing that left ankle, right thigh, sinking back down. And then releasing left foot down. Spending another moment here in Utkatasana. Then inhale, extending the legs, exhale, swan diving forward, Uttanasana. Inhale, halfway lift, and exhale, folding over the legs. Inhale, taking the arms out towards the sides of the room, and exhale, feeling palms at heart center. And closing the eyes here, returning to the breath. Letting the shoulders drop down the back body. And tucking the tailbone slightly, engaging the lower belly muscles. Rooting all 4 corners of the feet into your mat. And blinking open the eyes. With an in-breath, opening up. Gaze lift, and exhale, heart leads the way, hinging at the hips. Let's pause here in Uttanasana. We toe the feet about hips width distance. And then planting the left palm between the feet, bending into that left knee. Inhaling as you draw the right arm up towards the sky. And thinking about the position of your hips here. Think about squaring the hips. And then exhale, release that right palm down. And then bending into that right knee. Inhaling, you peel that left arm up towards the sky. And perhaps drawing that right hip back on this side to help square the hips. And then exhale. Releasing both palms to the mat, toe heeling the feet back together, and inhaling halfway lift, and exhale, planting the palms, stepping back to plank or jumping back chaturanga, and then taking your vinyasa, so however that looks this evening, and then downward facing dog. From your down dog, inhaling as you extend right leg high. And exhale, right knee to the upper left arm. Then inhaling right leg high. And exhale, right knee towards the nose, round and creating that cat back. Inhaling right leg high. And exhale, right knee to the upper right arm, hovering here. Working on holding it here for anywhere between 3 and 5 breaths. And then when you're ready, wherever that is, however many breaths, transitioning to pigeon. So drawing that right right shin to work on paralleling it towards the front of the mat. And then taking the back foot and scooting it backwards, lengthening that back leg. And then, let me bring you a blanket. And coming up onto the finger pads, inhaling, heart lift. And exhale, coming down onto the front. There you go. You can stop anywhere along the way that you feel a stretch. Come back up onto the palms and tucking those back toes under, using the exhalation to draw that lightly up and into the chest, and inhaling, extending right leg high. It may feel good here to give that leg a shake, bend into the knee, release that hip a little bit. You're welcome to flip your dog here, if that's part of your practice. Downward facing dog. Then inhaling the left leg high. Exhale, we gotta do it on the side. So left knee to the upper right arm. And inhaling the left leg high. Exhale, left knee towards the nose, cat back. Inhaling the left leg high. Exhale, left leg hovers with the left arm. And challenging yourself here, see how long you can sustain. And then moving into pigeon, wherever that is for you. Encouraging that shin to parallel the front of the mat. And scooting that back leg long, making sure it's straight, a direct extension of the hip. And as you inhale, lifting the heart, and exhale, falling forward. Inhaling, coming back up onto the palms, tucking the right toes under, using the exhalation to draw that left knee in towards the chest. Then inhaling, extending left leg high, bending the leg, shaking it out, and flipping your dog if you'd like. We'll meet some neutral downward facing dog. And then releasing onto your knees here. Sitting back on the heels. And shifting the weight to one side or the other so you can extend. Oh, lost you guys. Extend the legs out long. We'll come into boat pose. So first taking a half boat, paralleling the shins with the earth. The chest is open. then extending the legs, extending the arms. And taking a count of 5 all the way down. Probably at 3 or 4 already. And then we'll meet on our backs. And then preparing for Setu Bandhasana bridge pose. So drawing the heels in towards the seat. And paralleling the feet. The general guideline is that your fingertips can graze your heels here. And then planting the palms alongside the waist. Inhaling as you lift the hips. And then either staying here or maybe rolling the shoulders under the back body. And interlacing the hands. And think about pressing everything that's connected to the mat into the mat. Seeing if you can create a little extra lift. And seeing if you can parallel the feet here. So turning the toes in there. Beautiful. When you're ready, you'll exhale, slowly lowering. One vertebra at a time. And taking the feet about match with distance and just windshield wiping the knees one way and then the other. We'll take 4 more back bends, so that means you want to move into wheel. You're welcome to it, you can keep doing bridge. So you've got your bridge set up now, and I'll start talking through wheel. So the foot setup is the same, and then drawing the palms alongside the ears, fingers face the feet. I'm taking it in 2 steps, so inhaling crown of the head first. And then inhaling again to lift all the way up. And otherwise coming, Do you want an assist working on wheel? Are you okay with this? Next time. Bridge is a great place to stay. No? And then in between your back bends, just taking those windshield wipers of the knees. And we've got 3 more. And just taking them at your own pace. If you're in bridge pose, think about lengthening out through the knees, so as if you could grow those femur bones. And then exhale, releasing. And taking the windshield wiper of the knees. And then you've got 2 more. Maybe you want to be done with back bending today, which is fine. In your bridge, think about deep inhaling all the way into the belly, and then feeling that air flow up into the chest. Nice in. Moving to 1 more if you'd like. When you're finished back bending, there's no rush, but drawing the knees in towards the chest and giving them a big squeeze. And so we'll meet with the knees towards the chest, giving them a big hug. Maybe gently rocking from side to side along the spine. And then coming into a happy baby, so guiding the knees towards the armpit, and reaching for the outer soles of the feet. And maybe gently rocking along the lower back from side to side. And then we'll release both legs out long. And drawing the palms along the sides of the waist. And flexing the feet here. And then lifting up one side of the hips and sliding the palm underneath the feet. And then lifting up the other side. So the thumbs are connected underneath you. And the feet flex, coming up onto the elbows here. So first setting up here, the feet are together, the feet flexed. And then as you inhale, think about lifting up from the heart and letting the crown of the head release back. And the crown of the head may touch the floor, can stop anywhere along the way. If it's uncomfortable on the neck, you're welcome to keep the gaze forward. When you're ready to come out, and tuck the chin in towards the chest, and slowly lower down. And then teeing the arms out to the sides of the room, and drawing the knees up so the shins parallel the floor. And first lifting the hips and scooting them about an inch to the left. And then lowering the knees to the right. Coming into a supine twist here. And if it's okay on the neck, the gaze will be towards that left palm. Returning the gaze to neutral, and first drawing those knees up towards that right armpit to help protect the lower back as you roll back onto your back. Reposition the hips here, so lifting them and scooting them about an inch to the right, and then letting them lower all the way to the left. Maybe the gaze turns in the direction of that right palm. Maybe the eyes close. And then returning the gaze to neutral, drawing the knees in towards that left armpit. Coming back onto the back. And an opportunity here to take any final pose if anything's calling to you. And otherwise, when you're ready, you'll extend both legs out long, letting the feet flop open towards the sides of the room, nestling the shoulders under the back body. Closing the eyes.
Now I'm sailing the answer you're seeking for the question.